Welcome back to the Podcast Boys. We're on episode 124. We're in a different set this time, as you can see, and we're in an unknown location. It's the month of October. Last episode, I know it was released on October, but not for us. We were filming that on the 30th, okay? But now, it's spooky season, dude, as they say. Halloween, it's my favorite holiday, hands down. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be doing, at least me, I'm not going to be doing no, Christmas month of December videos. I'm not, Christmas? No. No, but Christmas is good, but no, Halloween is where it's at. It's my favorite holiday. It has been, for those who don't know. And, so we're going to be doing this month a little different. The setup's different, but that's not exactly why. Like I said, we're in an unknown location, and, it's Halloween. God knows what's out there, so it's not Halloween today. It's Halloween season, like I said. So basically, we'll be doing this month. So to run you up to speed. So on the 30th, it'll be our, I guess, Halloween special video, right? Halloween special. We'll do something. We might watch some spooky videos. We might watch some scary stories, or I don't know. We'll do something, and then we'll have I don't know, not be in costume, but themed attire. And then leading up to that, we'll be doing talking about some scary stuff, but controversial scary stuff, right? Or we might even do some, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. We don't really have a specific plan. We'll just go along and see. So I guess we'll go right into story time. So I've been sick this week. Not too bad, but I got a sore throat during the week, and I was like, well, I'm probably going to be sick soon. So I was waiting for me to be sick. Because when you have a sore, I don't know about you, but for me, I have a sore throat sometimes before I get sick.
Yeah.
So I had that, and I knew. I'm okay, I'm going to be sick. I just knew. So you can kind of hear it a little bit in my voice. I'm a bit stuffed up, but I'm fine now. It wasn't that bad, really. It was a low-grade fever, so I didn't really feel it that much. But I missed my football game, which sucks, and we won, so that's great. We won, and then there's no soccer this week. And then we got this week, the Vancouver Whitecaps have played Minnesota United. Whether they have won or lost, I don't know, because we're filming a day before you guys see this video. So it would have been this morning as of upload date. And if they won, or when they won, I don't know. I don't know if they'll win or not, but if they win, then they're in the playoffs. They secured that spot. And if they lose, they're not. So it comes down to this game. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be lit. But they've kind of struggled this season, but they've had their good moments. They really have. They've done really well when they have executed properly. But I think that this season is, if they don't make the playoffs, it shows to me that their unsuccessfulness was more than their successfulness. And if they do get in the playoffs, it kind of represents to me that, what they did actually managed to pull it off. So we'll see what happens. But, I think that's all. I was sick. And school, I'm going to have to, I only missed one day of school. But I still got to do a quiz now, and I got to hand in a project that's late. One day really can fuck you over. So, yeah. But, that's all of my story time. I'm pretty excited for this month. Like I said, Halloween my favorite month, so we'll see what happens with the podcast and with the month of October. So, your turn. And it's been a warm October as well.
Yeah.
It's been 23 degrees every day.
Yeah,
that's nice weather, dude. It's been the lowest it's been during the daytime is 20. Normally Halloween it's 16, 17
I know, even
during the day.
Less than that. It's cold, but yeah, it's been warm, and
I'm not
been
complaining.
sunny too.
I love
it's been
that
sunny, and hasn't really rained much this October either. So there's still wildfires in BC.
Yeah.
And we're still getting smoke over here. Which
yesterday
is
was 25 degrees.
Yeah, for October that's fucked.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right, I guess I'll go with my story time. So, on Saturday I had a soccer game, which we got the dub, which is pretty good. And then I went to the skate park like the morning before the game, and I was skating it just 'cause morning. I wanted to get like nice little morning session before it's too like I don't know busy. And while I was there, I was like I have an RDS board, which is Red Dragon skateboards, and they're like a local brand, run by Sluggo Boys, and they're just like really good guys over there, and they like helped make Mahan. They donated a bunch of like ledges, rails, all that stuff, and they kind of helped with the construction. And anyways, I was skating my RDS board, and Moses Itoken, who's like pro for RDS, saw the board, and he was like, "Yo," he's like, "the RDS board's looking a little scratched up." He's like, "I'll give you a new one," and he just like runs off like to the side, and just hands me like a brand new Moses Itoken board. And I was like, what the heck?
Is this the guy that worked on it, or the guy that...
He's pro for them. I think he might have worked on it, but he was the guy kind of like showing all like the updates of the park and like showing like the progress for like the community kind of stuff. But yeah, so he gave me the board. So yeah, that was super sick. Got to set it up still, but yeah. And then on Sunday, I was just had work. And I got a haircut as well.
Oh, yeah,
Shout
I
out
noticed that.
Polo Blends, we might got to get him on here for a guest. But, yeah, me and Jackson got a haircut.
Haircut mid-pod.
And Zach, so we, set it up, got the haircut. So that was pretty sick. And then, yeah, Monday, Tuesday, just kind of had school. And then this week, the big thing for me for this week is I had BC Catholics. So basically, my school soccer team goes in this big tournament with a bunch of the Catholic schools in British Columbia, and they all get together and we all have a big tournament. It's a big thing. I think it's been going on for a couple of years, and it's like an annual tournament. We have it every year, and yeah, so we played in that. It was pretty good. Our team played pretty well in most of the games. So the first day, we got to the field around. You have to wake up around like 7:15 or be at the school at like 7:15, and we all get there. We're all pretty like tired. Get on the bus, go to the field. It's still like foggy. Like this is like to set the scene a bit. It's like cold. It's the morning. Everyone's all groggy. There's like fog all over the field. It's almost eerie, like we were saying. But yeah, the field is like covered in kind of like a shroud of like fog. We all go to the locker room. Get ready, and our first opponent is a AAA school.
Ooh.
And we're AA. Everyone in the tournament is pretty much AA, and we're playing a AAA school in our first game of the tournament. And the thing is, this school, there's a like big rivalry between our school and their school, and it's like they're like sort of like this more like posh, like nice school. They got like full track suits. They got like good coaches, whatever. And then there's our school, like, I mean, it's like a good school, but like it's just like there's a big rivalry between us, and yeah, we ended up going to pens in this game. Damn. So it was 1-1. Like we were the underdogs. We weren't expected to like actually take them to pens. Then we went to pens and we ended up losing in pens the first game, and now the next game So this is on the same day. Like in between the games, we have about an hour in between games. Then you have to warm up again and then play. So the next team we played was this team from Kamloops, and they were not good. We were supposed to be the ones that won. They were the underdogs basically, and I'm pretty sure they're a single A school, and our school has never lost to them in like the history of our whole team, I think. And it was supposed to be an easy dub. We were all like pretty happy with the VC result because we were the underdogs, right? And we took them to pens. We were treating it like a win almost. We were all super happy. You guys were like, it was good. Like we were all like in good spirits. Everyone was like kind of like laughing, joking around. Oh, we're gonna crush this team now. Like guys were like barking and stuff. Like it was weird, but everyone was having fun, and we weren't really locked in. So by the time of the second game, we come in. We're all underestimating all these guys. Oh, these guys are small. They're weak. They don't even look like soccer players. And we end up losing to this team. and our coach is pissed. Like, when I say he's pissed, he's mad. Like, he comes into the locker room, he's saying, like, like, after the game, so at halftime, we have, like, 2 coaches. He comes in, and the other coach takes charge because he knows that the other guy's, like, too fired up to, like, talk, like, sensibly to our team. But he comes in, and he's all, like, he's mad. He's like, I don't even want to talk to you guys. This is disgusting. He's like, pull it in for the next half, or, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, he was that mad. So we end up losing, right? And we go into the locker room. Everyone's kind of, like, nervous. We're like, shit. Like, we fucked up. Like, we know we, like, screwed this game up. So we go into the locker room, and everyone sits down. Everyone's, like, looking down. Like, everyone's, like, ashamed. And he's like, this is disgusting behavior. He's like, you boys, he's like, you're wearing your crest of your school over your heart. He's like, the reason you wear that is, like, we're family. Like, you guys should not be losing this. It is disrespectful to our team. This is disrespectful to our school. This is disrespectful to the legacy. Like, it was fucked. And everyone was, like, sad. Everyone was just like, damn, boys, like, what did we do? Like, we got to, like, pick it up. So next day of the tournament, we're playing a team, a worse team than us, and we know that they're not, like, they're, like, worse than us for sure. But this time we don't underestimate them. We're coming in with, like, a passion this time. So we end up getting the dub 4-1. We played a really good game. We scored. We played well. And then the next game, the day, so we had a break, had an hour in between. Then we played the next game, and we win that one too. So now we've won both of our games. So we've won 2, lost 2, and now we have the finals day. But because of the table and how it works, we weren't quite sure if we were going to make it into the 3rd spot, like if we could play for 3rd, if we're going to play for 5th because of how it worked. But in our favor, like in our, I don't know, just luck, we ended up clinching for the 3rd spot, like 3rd place game. And on Friday, we had the final of the tournament, the finale. All the teams, or not all of them, one of them didn't make it into the, like, final, like, match, but there's 3 games. So the game for 4th and 5th, the game for the game for 4th and 3rd, the game for 5th and 6th, and then the game for 1st and 2nd. So we were playing for the game for 3rd, and we were playing the team from the first game, the one that we have the rivalry with, the one that we lost to penalties with, the one that my coach hates, the one that all the players hate. This is a big game. And it's at the school who's hosting the big event. It's on a grass field. The environment was crazy. They're, like, announcing the players coming off. We're getting starting 11 photos.
Damn.
There's music. There's fans. It's crazy. Like, it's on a grass field. So nice.
That's
the
sick.
weather's awesome. Sun's out. And, like, we're locked in. Captain comes over. He's like, boys, like, we got to, like, win this shit. He's like, this school, he's like, I'm not losing to this school again. And, like, when I tell you it was, like, a crazy game, it was crazy. Like, there's, like, highlights of it and stuff. And, like, they filmed it, too. It's all, like, not televised, but it's, like, filmed. You can, like, watch the stream back. We ended up getting the win, 1-0, but it was close. It was, like, a hard game, physical.
Yeah.
There's guys going out. There's guys chirping. There's guys getting, like, bloody noses. There's guys, I think some guy got, like, he got hit in the head. Like, one of my teammates went up for a header, and the guy went up, and he got his, like, shoulder to the head, and I don't know what happened, but he walked off. It was really heated. It was super intense. Like, the last, like, 5 minutes, it was really close. Like, the other team was getting some good chances, and so are we, too. But we ended up getting the dub and secured 3rd place. So, overall, like, it was a fun tournament, cool to be at, especially for my first year being at the tournament and the first year being on the senior team. But definitely a cool experience, and really fortunate to go to that tournament. So,
how many people do you think we were watching?
it was from this one school, and they were there at, like, lunch. So, and the other thing is, our whole school, like, our grade, we're supposed to be at, like, a retreat. So at our school we have this thing called, like, I guess it's just like a retreat. So because we go to Catholic school every year, there's, like, this annual, like, kind of like field trip, and you go to, from grade 8 to 10, you go to, like, you're supposed to go to this church, and you go, like, pray, and you, like, just talk with your grade, and there's, like, small group, adoration, and just stuff like that. Like, it's just to, like, make you, like, you're supposed to be, like, more spiritually, like,
In tune.
in tune or
Connected.
educated, as well as just like you're supposed to like kind of like connect with your classmates and teammates and whatever in your grade. And since our school is pretty small, like our grade's pretty small, it's like we're pretty like close, I'd say. But like at the retreats, it's supposed to like everyone comes together, even like because it's pretty like cliquey, if that makes sense. There's like jocks, kind of like nerds, I don't know, but everyone comes together at the retreat, and yeah, it's a good time. But because we're at Catholics, we miss that. But yeah, from what I could see, it looked pretty fun. So my grade went to this big camp, overnight camp, while we were in Catholic. So it's like a 3-day retreat, and they were there overnight, and it looked pretty good.
I'd rather do the
So
soccer.
yeah, I know, same. I was like, it's like it looked cool, but because me and all my friends were like at a tournament, like it was kind of like I don't know. I'd rather be at the tournament, but I'm kind of like sad. Not like I'm not bummed that I missed it. I'm not too upset about it, but like it looked cool to be at. Like some people were saying it was like really cool, and they're like now they're like cool with the people in our grade. But yeah, I mean I'm not like bummed about it. But yeah, it would have been cool to go. So yeah, that's kind of my story time. So yeah.
Okay, so we'll go into topics now. Kicking off our first topic, the Jeffrey Dahmer series has came out this week on Netflix. It is it is the biggest shows out right now, and a lot of people love it. They think it's really, really good. Obviously, what has happened, those unfortunate events are all true, and it's based off the actual events. So a lot of people like it. It's released in October, great month for it, and yeah, so many people love it, and it was going well until recently. It came to light that some people do not like it, and it turns out that a lot of people actually have a problem with it. So I'll read you this article. So when Dahmer was released, Dahmer is the name of the show. Strong criticism came for the show's portrayal of the victims, even though Netflix claimed the series will, quote, will give notorious serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer's victims a voice, end quote. However, family members of the victims had said Netflix did not consult them while making the drama. Quote, I was never contacted about the show, end quote, Rita Isabel, the sister of Errol Lindsay, told Insider. Quote, I feel like Netflix should have asked me if we mind or how we felt about making it. They didn't ask me anything. They just did it, end quote. The show has glorified Dahmer by casting the American Horror Story actor who is well known for playing the creepy crush in horror television series. Following the release of Netflix series and Peter's representation of the serial murder, Dahmer's actual glasses that he wore in prison went on sale for $150,000. And I saw a person that bought it on YouTube, and they wore it. And apparently his eyesight was so bad that when you put on the glasses, he got like a headache, and like is so intensified because they're like was it contacts or like what is it when it's like custom because of your eyesight?
Like prescription.
Yeah. So it's really So the reality of survivors is that we never forget what happened. The pain never goes away, and the toll on your mental health is immeasurable. Least we forget Dahmer was a serial killer, necrophile, pedophile, and a cannibal. What might be entertaining for viewers is deeply traumatizing for the families of those affected by the crimes being reenacted on scene. So, just wonder if I should read on. Nah. So, yeah, I mean, I get where they're coming from. I really do. And I think that it was a little bit inconsiderate of Netflix to not reach out to the families affected. But at the same time, they don't need to because it's such a public thing already. I don't blame them for not having to ask. However, they have a shot in the film where I sound like shit. They have a shot in the film or the series where the girl, the sister, I mentioned in the article, I don't remember her name, the sister of the person that he killed was screaming at Jeffrey in court, It was an actual thing that actually happened. She's lashing out at him, screaming at him, and then she gets taken away by the police. And they put that actual event into the series. Now, a lot of things like nowadays, within the past like 3 years or so, I've realized that they have so much CGI. Like, we watched Kenobi, and we watched The Mandalorian. And those shows, they have. Remember, they showed Anakin, and then they showed when he was young. That shit looks so real. And Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian, that shit is so real. So they made the girl, the sister of the victim, look exactly the same. And it's her yelling and freaking out. Her hair's the same clothing, everything. So I think that Netflix should have asked for privacy reasons and for, consent, because it's so much like the original. Can we use you for our show? Because essentially, I know they're not actually doing it, but they're using technology to make the person on screen, essentially, is what they're doing. So I think they should have asked that person. And she says, it's making me relive it when I'm trying to move on and when I've moved on, right? Because this was like, 40 years ago? 30 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, it's reliving it for me. And I totally get that. And I think they should have talked to her. Because it's so much like herself being on camera that I think they should have, had some sort of paperwork signed and all that. And if not, if they didn't agree to that, they can make it like a different person. You don't have to make it the exact same.
Yeah.
The Jeffrey Dahmer actor looks quite similar to Jeffrey Dahmer, but it's not as identical as when they used the CGI for that lady. So they don't need to use, they don't gotta be exact. It's not like Star Wars where it's like, who is that? Oh, that's Luke Skywalker. No, it's not. It's not like that. It
has to be like a direct like plot point, as well as like I saw this thing on like, I don't know, like Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, but they were saying they took like a lot of creative liberties, like the story about the survivor, like the black guy that survived, basically how Netflix like wrote it, basically like the grandma like came in and like saw him and like saw that he was like knocked out, and then saw Dahmer and he was like, oh, why are you doing this, or like he needs to rush to the hospital, when in reality like there was like a whole other like series of events instead of that. So Netflix took like some creative liberties and kind of like changed the storyline a little bit without making it too like I don't know, like
Changed?
identical, or too changed. Like it was like just like a little like stuff like that. So again, like they could have also, like what Colin was saying, like kind of switch that out, or even like put in a different character there, or even like cut that, or like if
or
it's
even
not,
ask for permission.
Yeah, right. So they could have done a couple different things, but I mean, I get both sides of the story, but I think that they should have asked, just because of it is a traumatic experience. But yeah.
Not only do I think they should have asked, but I think they should have just been a bit more courteous. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think I haven't watched the show, nor am I going to watch it, because when I witnessed that, I don't know if it's gory or not. Have you watched it, seen anything from it?
I haven't. I've seen people who've watched it. They were talking to me about it, but like my dad was saying, he's like, don't watch it. He's like, I don't know. To some people, like I could see
why that's entertaining.
It's and like horror people and people that like are in like that. Like maybe I'll watch it with friends on like Halloween or something. But I think that it's almost like not like what's the word? Like they're almost like making not like light of it, but they're almost like using it for entertainment purposes. Yeah, it's entertaining.
It's a negative
but it's a negative thing, and for some people like that lady, it is traumatic, and bringing it up is almost too like far. Like, do you think at any point in like horror films or whatever, do they cross the line? Because this is like real, and this is real events.
Well, like the technology is only gonna get better, so I don't think that it will ever be. I think it's just gonna get more realistic and more realistic. They had that one movie, The Exorcist. That was a real thing, but they actually got permission from the family. And they said, yeah, go ahead. So they made the movie, and they were fine with it. No problem. So they made The Exorcist off a real event. But the producers did something different that Netflix didn't do, and that's why they didn't have any backlash for that. So I
Yeah.
fully understand the victim and their families, or not their. I understand the victim's families' concern, and yeah, I think if I was in their shoes, I would be like, why do you have to bring it up again? Like, just
Yeah.
So I'd probably be saying the same thing. Uh, Yeah, and it's not like it's fiction where it's like this never happened. This is real. Like
Yeah.
they're bringing back negative things from the world, and it's not like a documentary. If that was a documentary, that's different, right? But this is for entertainment. Documentary is more of for facts and more for
Information.
for visual facts and not entertainment. Have you ever heard anybody that's like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch a documentary," like
Yeah,
I mean, I have,
yeah,
but
I have too, but
not
not
for
like,
entertainment. Like, hey,
yeah.
I'm gonna watch a documentary, get like
Yeah,
hyped,
you
like
don't go into a documentary thinking that it's gonna be like,
the best 2 hours of your life.
yeah, it's not gonna be like a cinematic
Yeah,
masterpiece. And
yeah.
no, you're going in like you think, oh, this
To
is
get knowledge.
interesting.
Yeah.
I want to learn about this. And Dahmer is kind of, I think it's one of those like in between because
Yeah,
it's kind of borderline
but some of it's not facts
documentary.
as well.
But then some of it, yeah, they took creative
Yeah.
liberties. They wrote
Yeah,
some
exactly.
other stuff in.
So
So
I don't think it would be a doc.
it's
No,
not a documentary, but some people can write it off as, oh, I'm watching this because it's interesting. But also,
Yeah, sure.
Netflix, I think, is writing it off as entertainment.
Yeah, but some
so-
people could watch it and think this is interesting to me. I
Yeah.
like learning about history.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
mean, you can see both sides of the
Yeah, 100%.
coin. But
But yeah, I don't think. I mean, okay. So another question: do you think that it should be a thing in general? Do you think ethically? Do you think that it should be out there, and what it is?
I think honestly no, because first off, if it, a lot of people know the story already, I think for the most part, and bringing it up is almost um putting not like a positive light, but it almost I haven't watched it myself, so I can't really speak too
Yeah.
much on this, but a lot of people are almost one of the top costumes for Halloween is Dahmer, and people are
Oh,
bringing light to it and making light of it when it really isn't a situation that you should be making.
it's not like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, or
Or
it's not a
Jason.
fictional character, right? Like we
Yeah.
said, this is a real thing. So I think ethically it's not excusable because this shit happened and
Yeah.
it still affects people to this day, right? If I understood if it was hundreds of years ago, if it was really old and they're bringing light to an old thing that people in this generation haven't
Or
experienced,
forgot. Or
but people are
forgot. Yeah.
directly affected by this, right?
Yeah.
The families, and I think, I don't know, it's for some people it's just too realistic in
Yeah.
bringing it up again.
100%. So my vote on that question, I'm 50-50 because at one point you could say, well, it's fun to watch, it's entertaining, and it already happened. But on the other side of me, it's saying, well, they bring to light something that was horrible that actually did happen. So I don't really have a vote. I can't say if I think it should be on the internet. I don't know. I don't really care. It's 50-50
Yeah.
for me. It's also kind of going back to The Exorcist. I wonder if that would be also in there in terms of should they have released that?
Mm-hmm.
I think they released it because they wanted people to know about it though. I think
Yeah.
the family of it wanted people to know their story.
Yeah.
So I think it's
agree,
fine
yeah.
then. I think that's in
I
that
think-
case it's fine.
Yeah, with stuff like that, and they got the consent of the family, and I think for other stories like that, I can't really remember the plot of The Exorcist, but if they want to bring something to light that hasn't been, then I'd say go for it 100%.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
up to them.
as well, there's other movies that are completely entertainment based. A lot of the movies that I've watched, one of the ones that I watched was The Nun. That's just basic horror movie premise. It's oh, is
Yeah.
the church, none of that stuff's real, but then you get into the other one that I watched. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I
Oh,
forget.
The scariest movie.
Yeah, the scariest movie of 2022. Where I think that one was actually, there was some legend or they,
Yeah, Legends is a whole different story. really.
legends or there was some event, or I think some of it was accurate or some of it was semi real or whatever. But so I don't know. I'm kind of, again, I think ethically it's not right, but I can understand both sides of the coin. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good topic.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull it up on my phone because my computer's a little far away out of the screen. So, yeah.
I think that I'm not gonna watch it because I couldn't handle that like physically and mentally. I don't think I'd be able to watch that show, the Dahmer.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, my dad was like, "There's no, like, what do you get like watching it?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like, one of my friends was watching it, and he said it was like, he said it's pretty fucked, like this stuff. But I might like, I kind of want to watch it because I don't know, like me personally, I don't know much about it. Like I've heard like the general stuff about it, like he killed people,
Yeah.
cannibal,
We don't know the
pedophile.
details.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know like the details, and I'm not like, I'm just kind of like interested. But then again, I could watch like a documentary or like a video or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, true.
All right, so on to my topic here. Kind of like along with like kind of like the eerie like vibe. This is pretty fucked, but the Indonesian soccer match
Yeah.
stampede leaves 125 people dead. So at least 125 fans have been killed at a soccer match in Indonesia after police fired tear gas, causing chaotic scenes where fans were trampled upon and suffocated, making it one of the deadliest sports events in history. The death toll was previously confirmed to be 174, but local authorities reduced the number, saying some victims were counted twice. Attention immediately focused on the police use of tear gas, and witness described the police beat them with their sticks and shields before shooting canisters directly into the crowds. The president of FIFA called the deaths at the stadium a dark day for all involved in football
Yeah.
and a tragedy beyond comprehension, while President Joko Widodo ordered an investigation of security procedures. While FIFA has no control over the domestic games, it has advised against the use of tear gas at soccer stadiums. Saturday's game is already among the world's worst crowd disasters, including the 1996 World Cup qualifier between Guatemala and Costa Rica in Guatemala City, where over 80 died and more than 100 were injured. In April 2001, more than 40 people were crushed to death during a soccer match at Elias Park in Johannesburg, South Africa. So there's more going on here, but I'll give you the basic rundown of what happened. So basically, there's two teams, two Indonesia teams, and they were like some of like the biggest teams. It's like an ongoing rivalry between like the two biggest teams. And anyways, I don't know if it was a final match or a playoff match, but anyways, the stadium cannot hold over. I don't know how many seats they have. Like let's just say like 15,000, right, or 15,000. Let's just say 15,000, and they let in like 20,000. They let in like way more than they should have. So already like it was way over like um way over capacity. People were already pretty like squished in there, and like they were just crowding people in because people wanted to watch the game. Obviously, it's a big rivalry, and I think uh the like tensions were rising and people were like fighting each other and people were like getting really like hostile because the game was like the home team was like crushing the other team. It was hostile, and obviously, like I said, it's a really big event, and obviously a lot of these actions are magnified when there's a lot of people squished together, pissed off because they're like shoulder to shoulder with someone. And so in attempt to like calm the audience or the crowd down, the police or the security fired tear gas into the stands because they said like, oh, okay, this will like calm them down. At least they won't be so hostile at each other. But because of this, all the people rushed out of the stadium. Like they wanted to get out of there. People with family, children, this and that, right? Like not good to be there, and it's obviously like painful. So people are like trying to get out of there, and so and it like while people are trying to get out of there, and it's over, there's like over capacity. People are filing out of the same exits because there's not many in the stadium, right? Like I said, it can only hold around like 15,000 or whatever. So people are like cramming out of the stadium, rushing through exits, and because there's people there with their families, kids, like older people, people were getting crushed and like literally stampeded over trying to like leave the stadium. And in a result, over hundreds of people died. So, yeah, I mean that's just like a brutal thing to happen, and like that is just like tragic that that could even like transpire. But
Yeah, it
yeah.
sucks. It sucks that that would have to happen.
Mhm. especially in like a soccer game. Like me and Colin will go to like the Whitecaps game like all the time. Like imagine like going to
I couldn't.
a soccer game and like not coming back, or your parents like you don't come back when you know what I mean. Like that's
It's horrible.
yeah.
It's the violence of the world, I guess.
Yeah, it's
I hope. I mean, this could be a good documentary. I mean, it shows the history of the team and the rival, and then they go into that as like the
Yeah.
final of the movie. Yeah.
There you go.
But I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
I think that happened on Monday or Sunday, I think.
I think it was.
Or there's like a
Tuesday?
news article. Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, anyways, it's just like kind of depressing and scary too, you know what I mean?
It is definitely.
So yeah. Okay, do you have any more
Yeah, I got a
topics?
copper drop.
Alright.
Okay, so I can send this to you. So I'll do it now because I don't know if you'd be able to find this. So we got a vintage racing red Ferrari jacket. This is the front of it,
Okay.
and then the back.
Dang, I like that. I like both sides of it. I think it's pretty cool. I'd say cop for both, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm saying cop. I like the color. I like the style of it. I'm saying cop. It's sponsored by Puma. There you go.
Yeah.
Cop for that. And
Looking
then
good.
I got another one. I mean, there's more jackets here. Okay, we'll just skip because there's so many. Okay, we're gonna do another vintage one. Vintage Hornets NBA. What do you think?
I like that too.
Ooh.
I'd say cop on that one as well.
Yeah, there's the back as well.
The
It says
back hit's
Hornets.
sick with like the big horn.
It says
The
Charlotte
Hornets
on the
logo.
front and then Hornets on the back.
The like Hornets is one of my favorite like looking like logos and like teams. Like it's sick, bro, and like
And the
mellow
colors.
and all that. Yeah.
So you're
The colors
copping?
are sick. I'd say cop on both.
Yep, I gotta say cop on both. I like the vintage style as well. Yeah, it's dope.
All right.
Cop. Send these both. here.
Cops all around. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next one, I got a copper drop as well, and I got the Ambush X Nike Air Adjust Force. So here they are. We'll do both colorways. So the first colorway we got is like a blue and black colorway with like some red accents. So what do you think of that?
Okay, I like. Wait, so is this a basketball shoe?
To be honest, I don't know. It looks like kind of like an outdated. Like I think you
Looks
just
like
wear it. Like kind of like Jordans. They're like it's a basketball shoe, but it's not like a basketball shoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, I'm gonna say drop because of the red. It
Yeah.
doesn't match, so I'm gonna say drop for that.
I'd say drop on that as well, to be honest. Okay, and the other colorway we got is the red colorway of the same shoe. It's like a full orange red colorway.
I kind of like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd cop. All right. So is that all?
I guess that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week we'll have a guest, and yeah, let us know what you think of this. If you like it, don't like it, tell us your thoughts. But we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.